Hello, y'all. I can only play this for a couple of seconds. Just a couple of seconds. Because I don't want to get a copyright claim, y'all. So, the reason I played that intro, if I get the copyright claim, oh well. It shouldn't be a major one. I'm sorry, YouTube. So, um, that's a little of the music from $1 Million Baby, right? And of course, I played the hour-long version. I'll put the song in the description below. So just click on the description below, and I'll play the hour version of it, right? So $1 Million Baby, it made me think of a video idea, y'all. So that's what your children are to you. Any children that are around you, those are your $1 Million Babies. So in the money world, we would value $1 million. That's the same way that you should value your children, y'all. So, you hear that? It's a sharp song. I love to dance, y'all. Whether I can dance or not, I still do it. You might think I can dance or can't dance. I'm gonna keep doing it no matter what somebody think of it, because it's a fun time. It boosts your energy level and puts you in a very good mood. And I dance to gospel music as well, instrumental music. The music does not have to have lyrics. So your $1 Million Babies. So I just uploaded a video, a 4th of July video. Watch that video for the 4th of July message. However, in this video, I'm going to be adding to that, right? Picking up on red flags. And just because you see the red flag or feel the red flag or hear the red flag does not mean that you're being hyper vigilant. So I'm going to give you a perfect example. And I've said this in another video, whether I've uploaded it or not. I know I've said this in another video. One of empathic people's problems is being too loyal and dedicated, and that sticking to their word type stuff. When they make a promise or commitment to somebody, they almost treat it like they done made a promise to God, because their morals is they don't want to break their word. However, that's a problem, because sometimes the Lord done told you to change your mind on a situation or put more thought into it. I don't care about doing it, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. If I tell somebody I'm gonna meet them at Safeway or wherever, Fred Meyer, Safeway, Albertsons, and I tell them I'm gonna do it, but some tell me, don't do it. I may not even update you that I'm not doing it, because sometimes it's not safe to tell somebody you changed your mind. Sometimes you got to show them you changed your mind. In certain circumstances, cancel, just cancel. However, I try not to do that often. In general, try to stick to your word. But if you have to back out of a situation, it will work for your benefit when you change your mind. And it's because of this, y'all. The addictive nature of empathic people with that emotional thinking, sometimes you just got to back out of situations that's just unhealthy. You would have saved yourself a lot of stress if you were willing to do that in your other situations. So, okay, I'm going to give you a pure example. And I started a playlist or a couple of videos about preventing ensnarement. So this will be adding to the preventing ensnarement. And I did a part 1 and part 2, I think, in that video. And I was talking about the gentleman that was talking about dating me or trying to date me. At this point, we don't have much contact. But see, if someone's narcissistic, there will be some injury to them, especially if you decide to say no or show them a no. It's a different type of injury than what I think as an empathic person would experience, because I understand your right to say no. That's the difference. Having some form of empathy, I understand your no, and I understand that everything ain't supposed to be a yes for me. That's just using logic, aligning with my spiritual beliefs in the Lord and things like that. Everything not for me, bottom line. However, narcissistic people a lot of times don't view themselves like that. So I'm just going to give you a pure example because I love to use examples on this channel. Your $1 million babies are your kids. If you would listen and get into the psychology and listen to your sons and daughters, nieces and nephews, and little cousins, even the little neighbors' kids, y'all, you will understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to give you an example. Now, when I was with the lab experiment, I have the lab experiment playlist. When I was with the lab experiment, you got to go to my playlist to understand what the lab experiment is. It's a term that I came up with to describe the last narcissistic man that I was with. Okay. It's a lab experiment because I do videos about this particular gentleman, just like people write and journal and do videos about the lab experiments. Okay. No different. So that's what I'm doing on this channel. So that's over with. I did block that gentleman. That's over with. That's the past. But however, I still will be doing videos about the lab experiment because I have a video to-do list. And the bottom line is this. Okay. So one of the issues that I've had in boyfriend relationships is they're not really interested in my kids. Just honest, point blank. Usually, if I'm in a relationship, usually it's just pretty much about me. That's from the narcissist or the narcissistic perspective. They just mainly into me. And that starts from the very beginning. It starts when we meet. Okay. I meet them alone, they're alone, I'm alone, or they may be with their friends and I'm with my friends, or vice versa. So at the end of the day, those type of relationships in the long run won't work because I'm more family oriented. So what happens in those type of relationships, whether you have sons or daughters or whatever kids, maybe you've adopted kids or whatever, the kids, there's a certain form of neglect that goes on with those type of relationships. It's just all about you. They're not interested in your kids. However, there's been many people in my life that are interested in my kids and, grooming them to do good things in life. So don't get me wrong. Just because a narcissist boyfriend don't want to do it doesn't mean my child is not getting what they need elsewhere as far as their emotional needs. Because there is people that are going to be in my life that are not narcissists that do love my kids. Okay. So with this one gentleman that I talked about in the preventing ensnarement, he kind of pops in and hoovers sometimes just to keep updated, see what's going on and stuff like that. So we were talking on the phone. So my teenage son asked about him, Mom, are y'all going to hang out or whatever? So I said, you know what, that gentleman did call me and invite me out because my teenage son just brought it up because he heard me talking to the gentleman a few times. But this gentleman I've known for a very long time. We ain't never slept together, never been intimate. We used to hang out way back in the day, kind of like a homeboy type thing, but we never was intimate on no level. However, a lot of these narcissistic men and women, if you a man, it could be a woman, they come back into your life because their relationships don't work. And that's another difference between empathetic people and narcissists. We not hunting people down because some didn't work out. So my teenage son said, well, I'm not going. I'm just not going to go. However, I have to keep in mind with the lab experiment, in the real sense of the word, my sons really weren't welcomed by that man, right? Even though there were several times he did hang out in public and at the house with the kids, but it's not what he preferred, right? So remember, that puts a stain on the kids because kids know when people don't want to be bothered with them, y'all. They just do. So that's my $1 million baby. My $1 million baby is my son because when he said to me, well, Mom, I'm not going. You got to look at the psychology of a child because my son is still a child, right? Even though he's a teenager, he's still what I would consider a child. I thought about this later and I said, what he's really saying is I don't want to go because I'm not going to be welcomed by this man. And he's right because the man already mentioned to me, well, when are you going to do adult stuff? And I talked about that in the other video in preventing ensnarement. So that's my $1 million baby. So this gentleman, he wants to hang out sometime. He mentioned, well, this coming weekend he would be off. Because remember, this has been my friend for a very, very long time from back in the day. But it's the same cycle. Not inviting my family. Listen to your $1 million babies. And when you feel tempted to hang out, especially with men and women, this is for the gentlemen and ladies, especially with men and women that's claiming they would like more with you, more of an intimate, marital type relationship. Listen to your $1 million babies. Those are the kids that's around. From a psychological point of view, my son already know that man is not gonna welcome him. That ain't what me and my son need. We need to be welcomed. That would be healthier, especially for a male or female teenager. So listen to your $1 million babies. If you've already scheduled these dates, cancel them. No call, no show, ghost. Do not repeat the narcissistic cycles because there will be no real blessing in it. Your information, all the information you really need, a lot of times will come from your $1 million babies. And listen to them because it's going to prevent a lot of harm coming your way. If you're looking for a family-oriented type person, don't go around people that want a relationship that don't want to invite your family out. Please like, share, and subscribe. All your clues is in the words that come out of your $1 million babies' mouths, y'all. Please like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all so much. Thank you. Bye.